was a decent night's sleep, actually. Hubert, thank you for hosting us in your humble abode.
Well, I didn't really have a choice. Just get to work.
Sure, okay, well, come on, buddy, let's get to work then. Well, while it was a cozy night, it wasn't exactly a cozy morning. Hubert didn't seem too excited to have to cater to me and Buddy, so I decided to be swift with getting to work. In case you missed it, I sort of blew the wheel up with TNT. I think the first course of action is going to be just to remove the wheel from the actual Roma itself. Alright, well, I think this is the main bearing. If I just, Oh. Yep, there we go. With the wheel now on the ground, I could start removing the material that encased the hub. It seemed to be made of some sort of rubberized casing, containing stones. I didn't know what I was going to replace it with, but I had something else to worry about instead. There was only one small issue, and that was my tools were bad. Oh, this is going to take forever. Hey, Hubert!
What do you want now?
Hubert! Ow, you don't happen to have any better tools, do you?
Of course
or
not.
Any way to make...
I can see a perfectly fine pickaxe in your hand.
This stone just isn't cutting it. It's all I could scrap together in the wasteland, but... You've got to have better tools out here in the glade, right?
As a matter of fact, there is some people I know just over the hill there.
Over the hill? Some people just over the hill. Perhaps they could sell me a pickaxe or even give me one. I ran over to take a look, and what I saw wasn't very convincing or friendly. Well, that doesn't look very friendly. Hubert, what do you mean? They don't look very friendly.
Well, what do you expect? This isn't pre-war. Look, just tell them I send you, and you'll be just fine. Although, I did hear some gunfire coming from that direction last night.
So, Hubert told me that these were friends of his. I don't know how they met, but they reside close to each other and therefore had a bond, I guess. Anyway, besides the point, Hubert went on to say that they have some sort of post-war foundry. Apparently they're like the blacksmiths of the area, and the scary and intimidating signs are just to keep raiders out. I guess the glade isn't as peaceful as I thought. I don't know what I was thinking, but if I can at least get the Roma fixed and make my way over there, maybe I can get a new set of tools and some armor. Or at least, maybe I can use their tools to make them myself. Anyway, it was mid-afternoon now and I ran out of materials that I was able to scrap from the remains of that wheel. Right, Hubert.
What do you want now?
I don't have any more materials.
Boy, I'm not gonna hand-feed you everything you need. If you are going to make it to Solstice, you need to know how to do things yourself.
Okay, I'll use whatever I can find. Wow, that was a rough interaction with Hubert, but he's got a point. If he wasn't living on this hill, I would still be stuck on that boulder by the lake. So while I was out gathering materials that I thought would fit for the wheel, I found myself thinking that this journey to Solstice might be a little bit more rough than I first thought. I mean, we've only just left the wasteland. Alright buddy, what do you think? It's certainly no improvement, but I'm hoping that it'll get us moving again. At least until we can find a replacement wheel, perhaps. Ow, I just fell off my chair. Well, after a day's solid work, I was able to get the wheel fixed, and it was time to see if it would roll. Oh, not on me though. That was a close one. Alright, bud, let's see if we can back out of here, alright? Oh. Yeah, there we go. Well, with the Roma finally fixed, I went over to Hubert to say goodbye and thank you. Thank you for your advice, and thank you for your knowledge.
Finally! Now leave me alone.
Well, I'll see you on the flip side, Hubert. Maybe our paths will cross again, but hopefully not.
What was that last part?
Hey, no, I said, but hopefully they will. Hubert was a strange character, and I'm excited to be leaving. And I really meant what I said before I corrected what I said in order to make sure that he doesn't point whatever weapons he has at my face. See you, Hubert. Bye, buddy. It was great getting to know you. And, yeah, hopefully we'll... Yeah, maybe see each other again or something. Again, that's not really what I meant, because I was frightened of what Hubert would do if he found out that I really don't want to know him. But that doesn't matter, because Hubert's in my rearview mirror now. I'll never have to see... Oh, yeah, this is awkward. I seem to have gotten stuck right outside Hubert's house, and I really didn't want to have to ask him for help. But it was fine, because I managed to get free somehow. Wow, that was, I dodged a bullet there. Due to the fact that this isn't the main path to Solstice, I'm really pushing the Earth Roma to its limits here. TerraFuel Dynamics may have been a very controversial company, but no doubt they made impressive vehicles. Buddy, there it is. Compound, it's all surrounded by walls. So these people were supposedly friends of Hubert. They wouldn't hurt me, and neither would they shoot me, contrary to their aggressive signs out the front. But as I got closer, I saw what they had inside the compound, and it seemed to be a pretty nice little home. A pre-war farmstead with a big barn, though the barn did seem to have taken some damage, supposedly from this wreckage. Here goes nothing, bud. I navigated my way through the front gates and started descending the hill. I couldn't, however, see below the front deck of the Roma. If I did see what was waiting for me down below, I would have turned around and ran for the hills. These don't seem like the friendly neighbors Hubert was talking about. Come on, bud. Was that a gunshot? Hang on, but this place is overtaken by raiders. Hold on, buddy, hold on, take cover, get down. I've driven straight into a raider's trap. Hubert did say something about hearing gunshots that night, but this isn't what I thought he meant. Sadly, I think that the neighbors were overtook and killed. I stopped the Roma to fight back and I realized it was taking damage. They were shooting through the body, the steel, the windows. I had to act fast or they'll destroy the whole thing. I grabbed out my revolver that I found from that outpost and shot back, ducking back inside the Roma to take cover. Oh. Okay, buddy, you stay here. I'm gonna make a mad dash you inside, alright? I was trapped inside the Roma. I feared they'd climb the tires and overtake it entirely. And I couldn't let that happen, not after all that Buddy and I have been through. I jumped down and with my revolver in my hand, I made a run for the shed outside the house. I caught a glimpse of a raider behind the tire in the corner of my eye and I turned around. With adrenaline pumping through my veins, I lined him up in the sights and pulled the trigger. Unfortunately though, I missed the first shot and was forced to take another. And again, I missed the second shot. It's almost like I've never done this before. I turned around and made it to the shed to take cover, just in the nick of time. Oh! Done. Another raider taken down, but I feared that there was some hiding in the house. With shaky hands, I reloaded my revolver and headed on inside. To my surprise though, all the rooms were empty and there was no one in here, but I could hear some commotion down by the Roma and I had to make it back downstairs. And sure enough, there was another raider trying to climb up the back wheel. I had to run in there quick as he was taking cover in the barn. Ah! Ow! Hiding behind the back wheel, I had to be careful with my shots. I didn't want to damage the Roma even more. And wow, while you can see another one sitting right next to him, he seemed to despawn by the time I got there, so... I think... Is that everything? Is that everyone? What happened here? Buddy, you alright? I think that's everyone. After thoroughly checking the perimeter, I found... well, no one. There was no one else around, so I grabbed Buddy from the Roma and we headed inside. I wondered what happened to the residents here, why there was no signs of them fighting back. I don't know what happened, buddy. Hubert said that there was friends here. We almost didn't make it here at all. After double checking all of the rooms in the house, I found the furthest one away from the front door. This is where Buddy and I were gonna sleep for the night. We can't exactly take turns because he's a dog, but I'll be resting with my revolver in my palm. Thankfully though, I didn't need to use it for the entire night. Dawn broke, and it was awfully quiet. Buddy, stay low. The gunfire from last night may have brought more people around, bud. I think we're safe. The Roma took a bit of damage to the body though. Well, the morning light brought hope, and that was the hope that we would fix the Roma and get out of here. So far, our experiences in the Glade have been none short of those in the Wasteland, and that's all the more reason to hurry up and get to Solstice and find somewhere to settle down. But I got distracted by the wreckage in the yard. Would you look at this? I think these were built during the war, bud. They were what dropped the bombs. But I think this one's very much too far gone. I believe these crafts were called flying fortresses, a name given to them solely based off their size. But that's not what spread their popularity throughout wealthy districts. Instead, their ability to carry large payloads, primarily bombs. Can you imagine this thing flying through the sky? I certainly can't. This must be the foundry that they were talking about. Look, they even got, there's bullets, casings, gunpowder scattered about. Nestled in between the house and the wreckage was this little outdoor setup. It seemed as though it was put together by hand, but used fairly regularly. With some recipes here, look. Iron nuggets, fantastic. All right, well, maybe we can make one of these of our own, buddy, and store it aboard the Roma. That would be good, right? Then we can make ammunition, do some smelting, make some armor. And this would be quite heavy though. Yup. Maybe we won't bring one of these aboard. Having access to these tools and standing next to a great heap of metal, this gave me an idea. What if I took some of the remaining metal panels that the craft was made of and laid them upon the Roma to act as some sort of armor? This would certainly help in Buddy and I's safety inside the Roma with the increased risk of raider attacks the closer to Solstice we get. That sounds like a pretty good idea to me. Let's make some armor. Let's take some of these sheet panels from this craft here and stick them onto the Roma, and maybe we can make some makeshift armor. Protect from further bullets and other raider attacks. You know, I'm not always going to be able to stop and shoot back. Ain't that the truth? So I hopped aboard the Roma and started emptying out all of my supplies so that I could use them to build some armor and tools. This would, however, come around and bite me in the butt, as I would be left with nothing but the tools that I do end up making. But I don't want to give too much of the rest of the episode away. Wow, how meta is this? I'm technically myself talking about my past experiences of taking this Roma to Solstice and recounting my stories along the way. But here I am addressing you, the viewer, and subtly asking you to subscribe. Anyway, I realized I had this backpack in my storage this whole time. But look, I've had this backpack sitting around for a while. Yeah, there we go. That might have been
Would have been nice to put on. There we go. Hey, bud, you thirsty?
He can't actually drink, but you know what? Let's just say that he is.
Come on, drink up. Let's see if I can fire this thing up with some of this iron and coal that I've got laying around.
Following along with the instructions book strapped to the side of this smelter, I realized I didn't need the instruction book strapped to the side of the smelter. But what I do need is more ammunition.
Yeah, here we go. Gunpowder, of course.
Of course.
Then iron and gold nuggets.
Gold nuggets? That's one of the bullets made of gold.
See, we can make some stick grenades.
Ooh, now we're talking.
Some other weapons as well. But right now, we just need ammunition.
Yes, I just need more ammunition because I managed to use most of it when I was fighting my way into this compound. But that can wait, as it's time to build some tools. This smelter is exceptionally fast at melting down the ores and producing ingots, so I was able to smash together a full set of tools made of iron, and I even had enough to make a chest plate. Pretty dang nifty.
There we go. Got this on for size. Oh, yeah. Feeling mighty tough. What do you reckon, bud? Do I look good? Hey? That's a boy. Well, okay, let's see if we can take some of these panels off this plane, hey?
As I was taking some of the panels off the plane, a wave of memory washed over me, and I wanted to say that don't take anything that I say in this series as actual fact or inspiration to act on anything. Though that comment did make me giggle. I used some of the scaffolding that Hubert gave me, and I used it to prop up these sheet metals against the Roma. Due to the Roma having a round design, I wasn't able to perfectly lay these on top as all of these sheets were square, but I found a few sheets with a kink in them and laid them across the top. I was able to take a few rivets and pop them in place. I was even able to take a few extra pieces from the tail and make a little bit of an intimidation horn at the front. You'll see what I mean in a second. Well, actually, you would have seen the thumbnail, so, well, it's there.
Oh, good morning, buddy. Wowee, hey? What a large day yesterday was. But look at the Roma, like a molted beetle with a brand new exoskeleton. The Roma is looking mighty fine and very tough. Let me remove all of this scaffold.
As I removed the scaffolding, I was able to get a clear picture of what the Roma now looked like, and to say I was pleased was an understatement. I mean, look, if I saw that thing driving towards me in the middle of the wasteland, I would run the other direction. It almost resembles a rhino beetle now. I think we'll call it the rhino beetle.
Well, these panels, buddy, they're aircraft grade, considering we got them from an aircraft. So I'm assuming that we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be impenetrable to bullets and other projectiles. So, buddy, if you'll be so kind as to hop on board with me.
I took Buddy with me in order to place him upon his seat. It was almost time for us to leave. Wow, what a strong set of forearms I have.
Before we set off, I'm just gonna go and grab all of the stuff and take another look at that foundry, bud, alright?
However, as I hopped off the Roma to go and grab my supplies, I noticed something over the hill. There's another group of raiders. They're back. Oh, and they're not happy.
Ow! Buddy, we need to run. There's no time.
All I could think was, boy, it's a good thing that they showed up today and not yesterday, as now we have an armored vehicle to hide in. And it seemed to be doing its job. So well, in fact, I even forgot how to drive the Roma. But once I got it figured out, it was time to set off.
I don't know where they came from, but they came over the hill. I'm assuming they heard the gunfire from the day before.
I managed to somehow thread the needle to get out the back gate, and they ceased fire behind us, I'm assuming because we were too far away. That was a narrow escape, and I think our brand new armor has a few new bullet holes, but it saved us, and that's all that matters.
Alright, buddy, hold on. We're going downhill here.
I didn't remember it at the time, I was too focused on driving, but I'd left all of our supplies next to the foundry. If the raiders had come 30 seconds later, I would have been able to grab my stuff and get out easily. But alas, whatever is in my pockets and in my backpack is all we've got now.
Oh. They must have heard all the commotion, bud, but we made it out. It seems like we're always one step ahead of anything bad here, bud, but look, that's the outpost. That's the other side of the river that we were at like 2 or 3 days ago.
It was inspiring to see the outpost where we were stuck just a few days ago, but it was also quite degrading. We had lost so much time going around this river and also lost the majority of our supplies, though that literally just happened.
Alright, buddy, I think we should keep moving, and then we need to stop and find some more food. I couldn't grab all of our stuff.
It's no use stopping there and reminiscing on what could have happened. It is what it is, as the youth say. And hey look, while we don't have all of our supplies, we have each other, and a new armored beetle. That hasn't increased the ride quality though, it's still very bumpy. Hold on, bud. But by now we were deep in the glade, and I was getting hungry. It was time to stop and look for something to eat, hopefully some game.
This is certainly looking like a nice forest, a nice birch forest. We just need to forage for a little bit of food and maybe some water.
I could smell the sea breeze coming through the trees. We must have been close to the ocean. Surely there's a boar hanging out by the ocean, right?
Oh, watch out, bud, watch out. I think that's a wild boar.
Ah, just as I foretold, a boar sitting there by the ocean. I felt bad knowing that I had to dispatch this creature, but we needed its food, and they're dangerous creatures.
Hold on, bud. Aha!
I wandered over to the beast and took its meat, for with this meat we'll survive another day to travel closer to Solstice and hopefully find Jake. But more importantly, I mustn't forget the task at hand. Solstice is rumored to be the home of—
No, stop. You can't say that. Don't give it away. Let the story unfold before you tell everyone this.
Okay, yes, okay. Well, just forget you heard anything about anything, alright? After all, we're just getting into the thick of the plot now. I climbed to the top of this hill and looked around, and behind me was the Dark Woods, rumored to be the testing grounds of some pre-war technologies. Hey guys, I'm just jumping in at the end to say thank you all for watching, and go ahead and like and subscribe and all that stuff that people say to do. But if you want to influence the story and help with, you know, stuff to do with it, join the Discord. Right now we're doing a little event where people are designing their own Earth roamers, and they're going to be featured in one of the upcoming episodes. So more stuff like that will be happening in the future. But yeah, I just wanted to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.